Time for Esper Tog. Little 3-factor fiction hand. I'm just glad I have factor fiction in my deck, so when I mulligan, I'll draw more factor fictions to save me. I guess we have to keep this. I think I'm bottoming a Psychotog over an Angel just because I might not have black mana by turn 3. Grim Lavamancer. Okay. We are still priced into Portent here for our second land drop. Hopefully I see 3 lands. 2 and another Portent is good with me. So next turn, I'm just going to slam a Psychotog. And then Swords to Plowshare as my own Psychotog is how I don't die to burn damage. But the Carp Florist Grim Lavamancer basically means that I am happy. Okay, so should we shuffle away this Portent? I think so. Although not fetching black here is a slight liability. But if my next draw step is exactly Portent, I just go Portent Plowshares or Exalted Angel. I'd rather just get towards Factor Fiction. So yeah, we have to shuffle away this Portent. So now the question is if I want to fetch myself away from Vindicate. Because if I draw Counterspell, I won't have Swords to Plowshares Counterspell up. Is Vindicate good if I draw it? I think because I have Gush as well, I sort of need to do this. But I'm realizing that this deck's mana still is like tremendously awkward because I need the basic Swamp doesn't cast Cataclysm or flip Exalted Angel. So getting the basic Swamp is like just the worst thing ever because it doesn't play any of my WW and doesn't play any of my WW spells, so Angel Cataclysm, and it doesn't bounce to Gush. So if I ever have the Swamp in play, I can't Cataclysm unless I have 5 lands, like 5 lands in play, unless obviously if I don't have 2 islands. My priorities are like 2 islands first. Then if I get the Swamp, then my Exalted Angels don't flip on curve, and my whatever. Like the Psychotog into Cataclysm curve is just like I have to play the Caves of Koilos instead of other stuff. The Sylvan Library also changed things. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty bad for me. But luckily, if I have the Psychotog in play is really hard for them to deal with. So I will have time. But I guess that's another reason why having basic something would have been good for me. But yeah, that's devastating Naturalize, of course. I mean, this Gush isn't even good, but I almost have to cast it because I'm not going to like wait until I draw a land. Maybe I draw an additional Mox. I mean, eventually they have to start blocking the Psychotog. It's pretty good news for me. And at 17 life, the Psychotog them blocking the Psychotog might turn out to be like really excellent for me. And then yeah, just drawing burn spells is like great. Okay, I think I got the win on this game just because Psychotog is so good. Okay, that's less good for me. But they have 2 cards in hand. There are 12. And yeah, they have to block Psychotog every turn. Dang. I guess I should have waited. I guess I should have waited 1 turn on that Gush. It's okay. Let the Psychotog Abyss start here. I think I'll play the island. Having Counterspell up is fine. Like, I'll counter a Call to Her just because it saves... Just because it's so good on tempo. I counter any creature at this point. So my opponent should have the read that Psychotog is lethal no matter what. So they should just dig into this library, I think. Yeah, I'll counter our Pouncing Jaguar. Another Mox. Okay, I'm not going to get in for 1 damage, I guess. I didn't think about Riverboa being infinite chump blocker for Psychotog. That was one of the blind spots that I had from not seeing Riverboa terribly often. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking actually. I should have moxed away this island like 100% of the time. Obviously, Psychotog is whatever is a consideration, but okay, I could get myself into trouble here if I don't draw the source. I did draw the source, and it's an unnaturalizable source. 1 damage doesn't matter. Guess we'll find out. Hopefully I don't die on the crackback here. This is definitely one of those points where you're like, oh, should you play Random Wonder in your deck? And I don't have a good answer to that question. I don't think Random Wonder is that good, but like I did really fill my graveyard up for Psychotog quite well. So the unlimited stream of chump blockers is going to represent a problem though. And I go down to 8. So yeah, I go back to losing this game now unless I draw like Gush into the goods, Gush Cataclysm. I guess if I played Mox, drawing another Psychotog is good for me. Gush is disgusting though. I can also hardcast an Angel if I draw Gush. But yeah, I think they should have been eating the max damage, ate the max damage a longer time ago. Shrinking the Psychotog is an interesting one. I think that bolt would have been better sent at my face. Okay. Never mind then. I guess we just play on, but they have like a Sylvan library. Oh, they could have dealt like 9. Okay, I see. That was like their only 2 cards. Okay, I don't mind this line, I guess. But my Factor Fiction is definitely going to just make this all irrelevant. And especially if I draw a Gush. Okay, and they're hold back to block. Dark Waste. Guess I should do some math, but I have a feeling they're just going to block, right? Okay. I think that works for me. But yeah, good point that the mana is a little unworkable for sure. Flashback Call the Herd is fine. Wolfact. Funny Cataclysm here, but Cataclysm and Gush obviously can't go in the same pile, but I will indeed take a pretty broken pile here. Okay. So we did end up winning this game in slow and steady fashion. I think they should have dug deeper with their library, because they can't survive a hit from Psychotog in any galaxy. So I don't think that they should have stressed so much. Obviously I should learn to tap my mana right. Yeah, so can this be a Gush deck? Is this deck playable if its Mox Diamonds get disenchanted? Do I need to play more dual lands? All relevant questions. I'm definitely playing as few dual lands as I can. All right, we're just going to go for the kill now. No blocks. All right, kind of an interesting one. I think we are going to go with Chill, and then weirdly we are going to go with Duress with Chill, because we want to duress away their blue blasts. And we don't really like playing tons of counter spells and Factor Fictions, huh? It's a tricky one. So if the combo is Chill Cataclysm, what do we do? Just never have Exalted Angels. Never expend the mana. Especially if we're going to do our own cataclysming. Duress also gets their naturalizes away. So I think that is the plan. Okay. I'm just not going to play counter spells. I just don't think there's enough expensive stuff for me to counter. And I'll even play some Engineered Plagues because sometimes they catch some whatevers. So I wreck my curve, but this is fine. I would play Factor Fiction over Sabo's Web because they have lots of time of Treetop Village. Who knows? Factor Fiction is weirdly still important. Like this ends up being a grindy one, right? So Counterspell is like kind of good to protect my Psychotog or Chill sometimes. Later in the game. Don't really want to have 0 of them. All right, just play a mix of things. I mean, I guess this is freaking turn 1 Chill and then Pray. Okay, so now they have the blast up. So should I just go Duress Portent? I think so. Pyroblast and Naturalize. Guess I'll take the Pyroblast. Maybe I'll take the Naturalize. I have to take the Naturalize actually because I have a Mox Diamond. Wait, hold on. Let me just Portent them so they never draw a land. That's good with me. That gates out the Pyroblast. Cool. So now they have like a bunch of lightning bolts that are going to cost 3. Don't hate it. So they get the Sylvan next turn no matter what. So we just have to try to portent ourselves into the Psychotog and then hold the line. An additional Chill and a Factor Fiction. I think both of those are great draws. Or maybe I want land Factor Fiction. I don't need an additional Chill. I think additional Chill is pretty good. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, Factor Fiction's great. I'm definitely casting the Factor Fiction the next turn. Maybe having 2 Chills isn't really that exciting. Well, it's too late now. I already clicked through everything. No shuffle for me, dog. And I'll play a Chill. Dang, basic force, pretty strong. They'll play the Sylvan Library. Their hand is 2 lightning bolts. I'll play a land and I'll Factor Fiction right away. It's actually better for me to Factor Fiction quicker because wait, never mind. It's better for me to Factor Fiction later under normal circumstances. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to use Engineered Plague to our the most, and I have all the lands I need. So again, I think they should be taking quite a bit of life. They do take 8 now. They only make an 8. Play Plague, human or wizard. Probably doesn't matter. They do get to shuffle their Sylvan. Make a River Boa into another River Boa. I guess we will see if we draw a Cataclysm before throwing out a random Swords of Plowshares. No Gushes alive right now with this mana. Counterspell, Swords of Plowshares. This is a shuffle. I need to get more dig. I can't compete with this Sylvan Library, unfortunately. God, Sylvan's so good in this deck. It doesn't look good in the deck, but it actually is awesome. I guess I have to plow a Boa because Island Walk is going to matter. They can't cast any red spells anyways. And I know I can no longer vindicate the treetops away. Okay, well, maybe that was a mistake. Oh, I can name Snake with Engineered Plague. That's pretty good. But they can double activate if they draw a land, and then I take 6, and then I take 3, and then I die. Probably won't end up mattering. Engineered Plague better than I thought. They've got a few random more targets than I thought. I think I should play 2 Engineered Plague, more Sabo's Web. And I actually just have to keep playing Factor Fiction. Okay, I can't beat this. I'm locked out. All right. Let's go ahead and play the webs. And let's play an additional Engineered Plague. Duress was pretty meaningful there. All right, give it a shot. Sure, let's keep her. Technically has all my colors. Pretty far away from Gush, but never going to play Gush. And also might need to contemplate not having Gush in this deck or just playing Psychotog without the white splash. Start with the Strand. Opponent fetches, plays a Crypt, doesn't matter. Plays a Mog. Yeah, I just plow the Mog, doesn't matter. Just need to be on tempo, even though I have no 2-drop. Maybe I guess I could have chilled. I have an island. I need to pass. Could have Vindicate a Sylvan Library on curve. No dice. Could Vindicate a Mountain. Not enticing. Tog survives. Does it get blasted? Doesn't. Okay, we have the board somewhat locked. So we're just saving Engineered Plague for Snake here. Should we Vindicate Forest? Slamming the Factor Fiction. Getting some goodies to play with. I will Plague on Elephant if I have to. I'm just going to take the 3 pile, probably. Actually, I'm not, right? Because these are 2 pretty relevant spells. And I don't need additional lands. They're really scared of the Engineered Plague. I already have one. Oh, they had to Tormod's Crypt on my end step there. I guess they don't want to. I mean, I guess it just gets 1 attack in. It's not the craziest. They're going to continue playing lands even though they know I have Cataclysm. Nothing, huh? Just a Mog Fanatic. A basic swamp. Doesn't change anything. Just take out the elephant token here. Could have saved myself 1 life. Don't think that's a good idea because I can draw Mox Diamond. Yeah, this might be a Chromatic Sphere deck. I think it's like Chromatic Sphere is like pretty decent in this deck because most of the cards, most of the time I'm only going to use a color like once, or I'll find the permanent source. Downside is I have Chromatic Sphere in my deck. Call the Herd pretty decent here. Gush Diamond Cataclysm 1 time. Ooh, just drawing more of this. Yeah, I'm still going to Vindicate the Elephant token because the moment that they draw the blast is the moment that I'm super sad. I think there was like maybe some consideration for going Cataclysm with the plan to Vindicate their the land that they keep behind. Or, you know, Vindicate and playing Psychic Tog afterwards is like a fine choice. There's a Pouncing Jaguar. There's a Gush. I guess this could be blasted. It's not. Pitch the Polluted Delta. It's as good as an island. And we will keep the plains up. So we'll cast Cataclysm with 1 floating, and then we have a land drop. They want to keep the Pouncing Jaguar. Play an island. Get a juicy attack in here, because it's the last good attack, basically. And they'll cash in their crypt. Which essentially stops them from dying right away. Wonder if I could have like made them the positioning is kind of interesting because I could like, I mean, I think they could have like, I don't know what I would have done different from their position. I just don't think that having crypt in after a sideboard like this is particularly effective. I want these to all turn into Psychic Tog damage, and I think the fact that that was like a 2-color source was pretty relevant. Okay, now I have 2 Psychic Togs. Okay, they got to play cards again, but it might just be a River Boa. It's a Wild Mongrel. Huh. Well, I also have a Wild Mongrel. I have double Wild Mongrel. Pitch Dark Waste. Pitch Tranquil Domain. Exile. Guess I should let these resolve. You want to keep going? I'll just keep going. I can do this all day. Wild Mongrel. The 2-drop of choice. Oh, a Rancor. Of course, I kind of forgot about Rancor. Well, I guess I could have duressed away that Rancor. Or I could have just like waited to duress because it looked like they cared about the card in their hand. Kill the human. Attack for 2. Next turn I'll have chill. Furnace. That's fine. I can pretty much deal with the furnace with a big attack. I'm not going to duress, right? I'm just going to play a chill. Duress goes to my graveyard. I wouldn't be able to get in there. I think I'm almost at Tog lethal. This is 6, 7, 8. Yeah, just a couple more turns of this. And they can't play red spells. Gush looks good to me. Discard a Mox. Exile this stuff. Get in for 4. Draw Gush. Win game. We'll draw Coastal Tower, then draw Gush. Then win game. But it's just a win with the cards in my hand without Gush. But Gush makes it fun. I guess I should have duressed. All right, GG's beat green-red. Deck is slightly better against green-red than WUB Tog, but WUB Tog has been holding its own against green-red recently. So the question is, should we make some alterations to the mana? We are really, really struggling here to fit everything together, fit all the pieces together. So instinctually, we need to have fewer double white, like less strain on the mana and more uses for basic swamp if we're going to ever fetch basic swamp, or more cantrips. So like what's pretty important, I think, is, well, Caves of Koilos isn't that good. Caves of Koilos doesn't cast Vindicate, but I guess it casts Vindicate when you have basic plains or basic swamp in play. So we play Caves of Koilos. Trim here. We have like lots of islands. And I think we play some Grand Colosseums, and we play an additional Dromar's Cavern over this Coastal Tower. It's actually sort of okay to have Dromar's Tavern. I think for the first few turns, I have plenty to do with my mana. It makes my Factory of Fiction worse, makes my Cataclysm better. And we don't play Exalted Angels. They just don't fit anywhere. It doesn't really make sense to cast Exalted Angel ever. I think we play the Meddling Mages. That's just the answer. The answer is always Meddling Mage, huh? Of course we could play Impulse, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Meddling Mage is great, but Meddling Mage is just so awkward. It really is a sideboard card, but it kind of just being a 2/2 is not bad. Not having a lot of copies is not bad. But yeah, it does feel like it's a sideboard card. Playing Engineered Plaguebane is totally defensible. Pretty much every deck, even lots of heavy control decks, have something you can name, be it Assembly Worker or Soldier. There's nothing wrong with going up to 4 mana leak. I think it's interesting to be able to like pivot into like a Duress Meddling Mage deck that's like really, really difficult for combo. You can play the main deck Sabo's Web, I guess. And I guess I can always play a main deck Phyrexian Furnace. That's something that this deck is missing. All right. And because of the nature of things, I think this is going to be kind of a weird video for me where I like don't record an intro. I just kind of jam games and don't even know if this becomes a video in the future or not. All right. We have a little bit of everything. It is what it is. Play against Means Business here. On the play. Woof. Is this a hand? Question mark. I have all the card disadvantage and all the way to get it back if I draw an island. I think let's just mulligan this. Too many Mox Diamonds. All right, this is keepable. So we'll keep, and we'll probably bottom a Mox Diamond because we're already mulliganing. We'll start off on an island. See what develops. Swamp Duress. At least Psychic Tog is good against Swamp Duress decks. Okay, so Sawa's Web and Factor Fiction are pretty good here. Cataclysm. Well, it's a good thing I didn't keep the hand that was mono freaking Mox Diamond against the rack. Oh, this is going to be this thing. Oh, it's a Sylvan. I guess that's okay. I'm going to hold up Counterspell, and then I might have a plan to Cataclysm, but probably not. No, let's just get Psychic Tog into play. Yeah, let's get Psychic Tog into play. There's just nothing exciting to Counterspell. I mean, I would sometimes counter I don't know. I mean, I guess I can counterspell a Duress. That's pretty relevant. Okay, so this is that. I can manage a Terravore from this spot. Oath of Druids was definitely the last card I was expecting, and definitely the first card that I would have countered with the counterspell with no prospective targets. But we'll be okay, actually, because we can trigger their Oath of Druids, make a giant Psychic Tog, clean up all my lands, and then go from there. Put 1 point into the Portent should be Impulse column here. Impulse slightly better, of course, because I could play both Counterspell and Impulse on this turn. Oh, it's just a Phantom Neshoba? Oh, that doesn't matter. Oath Pit Neshoba, huh? Caldera picked up. I'll plow my own Psychic Tog. There's the pit. Yeah, let's counterspell that. That is a counterspell target. Gush. Well, that is pretty good. Should I just go Gush Factor Fiction? It's an interesting spot. So I think what I'll do is I'll Portent, because I'm looking for exactly Mox Diamond. My opponent's not even going to get Cataclysm to death is the problem. There's so many cards I'm looking for. I'm like looking for Vindicate. Okay, let's find Vindicate or Mox Diamond. Vindicate or Mox Diamond being on potential on tops is a good one. And then, yeah, we can... oh, I should have obviously fetched first. But yeah, once again, Cataclysm hanging out in a pretty awkward spot in the mana curve for me. Should I just slam Factor Fiction? No, I have to have Counterspell up for the next Bottomless Pit. Oath Pit Rack is a pretty cool deck. Luckily I have Sawa's Web. Makes the matchup slightly easier. So yeah, now they're going to go Duress Pit. Oh, nice. I get a block. I will trigger Oath. Trigger Oath, my friend. Guess it's pretty good with their... It's pretty good with their Sylvan library if they just gain a bunch of life. Do I have another plan? I don't think I do. So there's some downsides. If I flip the second planes, I won't be able to Cataclysm later. I think if I have my entire deck in my graveyard, me having a giant Psych Tog that I can then like Plowshares the Neshoba and then... So yeah, I can just like Vindicate the Neshoba and attack for lethal, right? Shouldn't I do that? Take 6, they go to 26, and then I attack for 26. I think that works. Vindicate was a good draw, don't get me wrong. Pretty necessary draw. I can also just get smothered. They go for the attack. Okay, so now I have Counterspell backup. So they just have double smother or duress smother, which would be good. Rack doesn't matter. Okay, and step off Fact or Fiction. Additional Psych Tog that they're worried about. One Psych Tog in my graveyard, one in play. I'll have 2 counter spells. I'll just get the last Psych Tog. I mean, this is still better because then I'll have like double counterspell Vindicate. They just pass the turn. Oh, they can do it on my upkeep, so that I don't get the Oath trigger counterspell. Too bad I don't have Mana Leak. Smother. Fair enough. Okay, what do I have left in my deck? I still have all the Vindicates left in my deck, so that's kind of good. Okay, nice. So let's go ahead and Mox Land Cataclysm. Land Mox. 2 islands, 6 cards left in deck. Probably just chill, right? So just go land Mox Vindicate. Land Mox Vindicate. Is the swamp still left in my deck? Do I want lands to be in my deck? I don't really want to go to 4 because I'm just gonna get randomed by I could get random by the rack actually. Huh. It's okay. I'm just gonna go Cataclysm, destroy your remaining land next turn. So I guess I should defend against duress. It's probably bad. I think I should probably not Cataclysm away any additional stuff. I'm just gonna get duress this turn. It's not gonna be a big deal. 1, 2, 3 Psych Togs down. I have the 4th one as my last one. Keep a card. Sylvan Library cooking. Absolutely frying here. What have they got? Do your worst. Naturalize the Mox. Doesn't matter. That means I got to keep the Sabo's Web. Well, it doesn't because I have to play the Mox for the Cataclysm. But also looks like they don't have manlands? Question mark. Oath deck without manlands? There is one I haven't seen before. Blessing. Right. Of course. Did they draw something good? Look at their 3 racks. Actually just was like discard a card, do nothing this game. Okay, so should I just go Psych Tog Vindicate this turn and then no, I have to go Vindicate first. Okay, I think we have to Cataclysm though. So I can go Vindicate, but they can just like play another Oath of Druids. It's a pretty awkward situation, I think. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep the plains. What if they just like disenchant my Mox and then I don't have any black mana left in my deck? So I have to keep the Underground River? Okay, well, let's do this. First and foremost. Maybe this was wrong. Maybe I should just go for it, but I think they're gonna, yeah, they keep like the Oath of Druid, so they lose their Sylvan Library, which I think is pretty important. But don't I just get smothered when I cast my Psych Tog? I don't like have enough lands left in my deck to go Psych Tog with Counterspell backup. Maybe that's bad. There's a Polluted Delta. Well, all my Moxes are in my graveyard, right? So there's no reason not to cast it. Yeah, all my Moxes are in my graveyard. Should I get the Swamp? I have 4 cards left. If I thin, I'll have 1 fewer turn to cook. I can play it and then not play a land. How many islands? 1, 2, 3 in play. 4. 4 islands in graveyard. So 4 islands total. So I have like 2. What do I have? I have 1 island left. So I don't do the Delta because I'm trying to, but I play the Delta, but I don't crack it because of the situation. Because I'm trying to draw one of the lands, because then I'll go Psych Tog with Counterspell backup next turn. Are all my Vindicates gone? 1, 2. So my it's like Swamp. No, my Vindicates are gone. Additional Oath of Druids wins the game for them, for me, for them, unfortunately. So I guess I should have. Oh, I had another. Oh, it's Dromar's Cavern. So all my islands are gone. The land showing up last would have made it so. Yeah, the swamp showing up first, and then the land would have made it so I never had counterspell backup though. Okay, we're still gonna play Sawa's Web because come on, our opponent has it, right? And we're going to play some Disenchants, and then we're going to play some Dresses. And then we're just not going to worry about Plowshares at all. Seems reasonable. And if their only creature is like Phantom Nishoba, then I'm going to not play a creature until I can destroy the Oath of Druids. And that's the plan. Or like I know the coast is clear. Or I can go Psychotog, they trigger, and then I Plowshares. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Okay, this seems fine. We'll rock it, get our Moxes naturalized, and then can the deck because Mox doesn't really... Mox is like too big of a liability in these control type decks. Good old... no good cards. These cards are good. Yeah, I'm going to keep all the card advantage, I think. Island go. Forest go. Vindicate is the draw. See what kind of sideboard pivots I have. I will mana leak every 2. Okay, this thing doesn't matter. I'm not trying to play the trigger your oath game anymore. Blue Delta. I think Crypt is better if to be fair, everyone's playing Crypt against my Togs, which is fine because I think that there's reason to have it if you're they're holding priority. There's reason to Crypt when your opponent is going to trigger your Oath of Druids to put Psychotog into play. Then you're actually crypting like a giant amount of their library sometimes. So it seems pretty reasonable. There's the Oath. Island. Nice. We drew the island. So we can factor Fiction now. They missed their 4th land drop. We get a factor Fiction. Fact into fact. With fact in the back. Not really interested in Psychotog right now. Not the game I'm playing. Wow, they're going to 1-4 the Psychotog. Has that ever happened? Like, has that ever happened ever? I mean, now I can just, like, vindicate the Oath of Druids. I can just, like, vindicate lands. And then just, like, duress Psychotog. I can do lots of stuff. For now, I'm just going to play my land and pass the turn because I don't need to do anything else. Let my factor fictions do the talking. I don't want to get duressed, but I think it's okay if I do. I still have, I'm like just gonna super grind them. Like obviously duressing their duress is good, but they use their duress and then that's it for them. And I can like fact into disenchant, so I think that's good. But I'm gonna cast 3 factor fictions this game, and that's like how we're gonna do our thing. Still no man lands. 1-4 the Vindicate. I'm not really in a rush to Vindicate, you know. Because now Counterspell means that I can just kind of cook. Problem is, if I start the next turn with 11 cards in hand, I'm going to go Mox Diamond 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I can cast 4 cards. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. Yeah, because I've got like disenchants and stuff, and the counterspell is as good as the Vindicate. Nice hydro land. So this can go for the basic planes. I can duress away a naturalize before committing this Mox Diamond if I wanted. I can also portent me. Portent me, I'm like looking for Psychotog now because I can definitely deploy Psychotog and just deal 20 damage. Oh, disenchant is fine. So just draw disenchant, disenchant, no shuffle. Do I need to duress? I don't think so. Do I need a Mox? So I can go duress. No, I'll just Mox to get under. Or no, I was gonna go Vindicate. So I should have gone Duress Vindicate, because now they're just going to be able to they're gonna be able to naturalize my Mox. So I could counterspell that, but it also doesn't matter. Crypt me. Okay. Play another Crypt. Also okay. Yeah, my Togs don't need to deal 1,000 damage. They just need to play their part. I mean, I could chill on playing lands. Eventually Cataclysm is going to like be a thing. I think I'm just never going to cast Cataclysm this game. Interesting. Maybe I do cast Cataclysm this game. There's the Tog. All right, let's see what you got. Diabolic Edict, Neshoba. That doesn't look that good. Okay, well, I guess we'll disenchant this Tormod's Crypt. And we'll play a Dromar's Cavern. Pick up a Swamp. And play a Psychotog with Counterspell backup. And definitely no problem dealing all of the damage in the world, probably. Oh, wow, they're just showing me, they're just putting their hand face up for me. That's very kind of them. Is this enough damage? I guess we'll just cast all the cards and then find out afterwards. Oh, maybe I should have cataclysmed. I needed to cataclysm with like 2 blue untapped, but I kind of want the diamond, right? Or do I want the additional Tog because I've already lost a Tog? Okay, this is 18 damage plus... Okay, it's enough. Nice little fireball there. Meddling Mage naming Smother. I mean, if Cataclysm isn't doing anything, then I guess I'm just going to go Meddling Mage naming Smother, right? Is Cataclysm doing nothing? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of doing nothing. Okay. Obviously, Meddling Mage naming Oath is good beats. Another awkward mana hand, but I am going to keep it. I guess I will Duress an Oath on turn 1 and then just live with the fact that I'm going to be in the island waiting room for a while. Unless it's like Duress your Duress. Dromar's Cavern. Sylvan Library. So I do get a name, Oath of Druids, huh? There's a Crypt. Doesn't matter. I guess I haven't seen any Wasteland, so I should have preserved the fetch, but that's okay. Oath of Druids, please. So, could this deck play something besides Gush as its big, like you would just play Accumulated Knowledge instead, like AK Intuition type stuff, and then you could play a mana base with fewer islands. But, I mean, I don't know. How badly do you need that kind of thing, you know? Gloom? I don't know about Gloom. I don't know about Gloom. I think not bluffing Counterspell is fine here. Pit's going to be pretty annoying. I guess Disenchant. Gloom stops Disenchant. And Vindicate. Okay, Vindicate is a good one. That's a good one. Another Crypt? Okay, you've got Crypts. Doesn't bother me. I'm on the Meddling Mage plan. You could also like not play Mox Diamond if your mana base was better. Yeah, I mean, that's a bottomless pit. Oh, there's one of my gushes. Phyrexian Furnace, huh? Alright, well, it's time to gush before it's too late. Yeah, I mean, even if I get like a disenchant, right? It's time to gush. Okay. So what, I go Portent Furnace. Should I hold up Counterspell? Holding up Counterspell is pretty good. I need to counterspell potential removal spells. So yeah, we will go with Portent me. Okay, the Vindicate and another Gush. Interesting. So the Vindicate's far away, but I can get to 5 mana. I have to dodge like a lot of whatever. Is there a better card I can draw? I can just draw a Psychotog. And Gush is really good under the pit as well. The pit just means that they're going to have nothing to... I mean, this Vindicate is just getting pitted, but it's okay. Pitching pit. Double pit would have actually been pretty nasty. That would have done the thing. I guess I can fade. I guess my Vindicate could probably fade. Carpet of Flowers. Okay, man. Enjoy your 1 mana. You're like a... I think these cards... I think these cards, it's important to examine the context. Because this duress doesn't matter, right? Because they'll just... I guess they take the Sabo's Web, and then it just doesn't matter anyways. Okay. Like, Carpet Flowers is great in Enchantress, because Enchantress is like always drawing like thousands of cards, right? Oh, they got the non-land. How lucky, right? But if your plan is to have 0 cards in hand, like how good is Flowers going to be? You're only going to need like whatever. I mean, I understand because I showed Cataclysm, but you also have 4 enchantments in play. So I'm going to Cataclysm you. You're going to keep just Carpet of Flowers. I don't know. I think Carpet of Flowers, Tormod's Crypt. I mean, I guess I'll flip the other way. Like you play Carpet of Flowers because you obviously are going to be playing a lot against a lot of Parallax Tide type players, right? So for that reason, it's quite understandable. But and then you play Tormod's Crypt because you're up against combo. So with the expectation that these are the kinds of cards that you're going to be playing against, you just have those cards in your sideboard, and then your opponent's playing this like kooky Psychotog brew, and then you kind of have to do something a little bit. You have to board in the only sideboard cards that make sense for you to have. So, and at which point, you know, you're it's what you're left with, and you're like, okay, well, I don't have good sideboard cards for this matchup, so I'll just use my anti-blue and my anti-graveyard stuff, even if it's half good, because maybe you need to board out, you know, whatever nonsense. I don't know what nonsense you would board out of my opponent's deck. Also, they're just gonna lose to my Meddling Mage, which is the funnier thing. Okay, let's try to end the turn with both Gush and Vindicate in hand. Nice. We're gods. We are gods. Wow, we are super gods. Gosh. Should we just hold up Counterspell? Probably. If we draw it. Psychotog? Okay, Psychotog is the same. It's interesting. I kind of have to play this Vindicate for 5, because otherwise I'm waiting for 5 to play the Vindicate again. That doesn't matter, though. Because I'll just win against any one top deck that they can have, unless they somehow top deck double removal. Rip with Tormods doesn't matter. They should have ripped the Tormods in response to my Phyrexian Furnace, actually, I think, on themselves. But yeah, my opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4 permanents that just say discard this card, don't do anything. I mean, Gloom did a mild thing, but the rest of the cards basically just didn't do anything. And that's kind of like the deal. Oh, and they can't make blank mana. That's pretty funny. But you know, again, if you have these cards in your sideboard, you just will play them. Like Gloom, you have to play, right? Your Gloom Crypt is like the only way that you beat Replenish. Kind of interesting. Cool deck. I've seen the deck. I've seen people working on this deck. Mana was actually working on this deck. I think if you had Curse Scroll, that would have been pretty good instead of the Rack. Curse Scroll is much better than the Rack. Basically does the same amount of damage. Does basically the same thing. Like Rack is a little bit faster, but you just don't need the speed if you're having a bottomless pit in the play, and then you need the board control if you're gonna do the other stuff. I mean, I guess Oath of Druids gives you the board control, but it's like if you had if they just had Mishra's Factory, Treetop Village, Curse Scroll, they would just like have killed me. But instead they just do nothing. So, and their clock comes from the Rack. That's just not good enough. Like they could just swap all the Racks for Treetop Villages. It's the same thing. I think that's a big deal. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should build that deck. Cool stuff. Okay, I get to do my personal favorite play, which is Portent with Mox and get the perfect fetch land. My opponent gets to make a Findhorn Elf. Okay, so I have a Cataclysm, and that is my plan right now. So I have to Portent more land drops going on. So should I just double Portent because I need to play spells? Geez, I do need to just double Portent, right? Because I'm just like definitely going to find my land drop. And I need double white. I have the Furnace. That's actually so good. I have the Furnace for the Squee. Huh. This is already an insane start. I'm going to lock it in because I just don't want to waste too much of your time. But there's so many random things you could have done in this spot. And all of them would have been pretty defensible, I think. But yeah, I think hitting my third land drop, getting a Psychic Tog on the table to deal with phase 1 is pretty good. Vindicate's also great. Oh my god, I might just be able to Psychic Tog Vindicate my way through. There's the survival. And I've got... Oh, I drew all the 3 cards, right? It's fine. Island, and I'm just gonna Vindicate, right? Because I don't want them to have... I don't want them to get closer to mana enough to cast Priest of Titania. Oh, they don't even have a creature behind that survival. That's great for me. Additional survival. Quirion Ranger for free is pretty good. All right, what I'm finding out is that Gush Cataclysm is just so unlikely, right? Because I have to have island, that stuff. Okay, opponent with the a person of taste. Using the Sylvan Library. I can Vindicate this survival, though. I guess I could have Cataclysm and then just Vindicate the remaining one. Or I could have Vindicated the Sylvan. Because like the Sylvan might end up being a bigger deal. But I can just wait on Cataclysm until they play like a Drained Hermit. Maybe I could have snuck in the Furnace, but I definitely don't want to be in a spot where like somehow... Well, I don't want to play the Furnace because I don't want to Cataclysm away the Furnace. I don't want to draw a card right now. There's the Poacher. So Poacher's pretty good. So Poacher actually means I have to Cataclysm now. Because otherwise they'll just pass and they'll just be able to poach at instant speed. Oh wow. They're just saving all their stuff. Thank God I drew Swords to Plowshares. So I go Plowshares Tog. Or I can Cataclysm. And they save their forest. They know, man. They just know. If I go Cataclysm Killer Poacher, they'll have Mountain, they'll just play Forest, do nothing next turn. But I will just Plowshares their Poacher next turn, and then they just have like their Sylvan Library cooking. I need more value from my my singular Cataclysm, I believe. Plus, the fact that the Poacher has been Plowshares is big game. I should start grinding away their graveyard, though, because I can get, like, the freebie. I might be able to just get the freebie Furnace grind, and then that would just be nice. That'd be heckin' nice. Let's just roll Fact or Fiction. Another Poacher? Don't. Some sort of creative... Oh, they're going to play a Hermit. Okay, so they can't pay the Echo on this. 1, 2... Yeah, they just can't pay the Echo on it, so they just have a 1/1. I'm good, dog. I'll just block them. Who knew that the most broken thing that you can have is just a creature? All right. So they're still learning a few things about their deck, I think. I mean, even if they were just going to spam... Well, no, they obviously just try to get multiple in play. But yeah, they would have to spam a lot of Drained Hermit before I get at all scared. Like Psychic Tog is just a wall, just like this, just a good boy right here. So I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna Cataclysm, and then do some damage later. Multani's Acolyte. Yeah, that's not a big deal. So they do play a version Poacher and Acolyte. So they're cooking in between untapperless build and whatnot. This could be a 1-up though. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'll block. Okay, so should I just Cataclysm and then they have to like leave the Acolyte up? And then the Acolyte just dies to Echo? Oh, maybe I should have grinded the last card because I threw a card here. Well, I can take another attack, so why don't I just do that? And then if they pay the Echo on the Acolyte, good for them. They do indeed pay the Echo on the Acolyte. I'm really kind of just hoping they just like play more lands or whatever. I don't have like a lethal Tog attack. Nice, keep playing lands. The shuffle is pretty good for them though. Shipping. Okay, I think I blocked Finhorn. That's like pretty good for me. And then I just Cataclysm into reverse, kill you. Take out the Deranged. Draw a Gush. Guess if I draw Gush, draw Island. I'm not too mad at that. It's fine. So what do I have? I have 6 damage from hand plus 5. So 6 plus 5 is like not enough. 6 plus 5 is 11, 12. Okay, I'm short. Not a huge deal though, because I got the Cataclysm off. I'll have counters back online pretty soon. They can't obviously Sylvan anymore. They can't attack anymore. They certainly could recover. Maybe we should have attacked once and done the math if I top deck Island, Dromar's Cavern. Not what the doctor ordered. All right, this is 7 plus 6 now. 7 plus 6. Is 7 plus 6 enough? That's 13, 14. Down by 1. Okay, we're just gonna chill one more turn because I'll just counter everything. I mean, I could have like baited and then. Oh, I should have dealt. I should have dealt the damage. I should have attacked, right? Because if they don't block this turn, then I kill them next turn. Oh, they're gonna take the pain. Okay, now they have to block every turn. Llanowar Elves. Okay, I'll mana leak it, and now I will attack for lethal. Okay, well that was an interesting way to go for game 1 for sure. They are very in the abyss. Oh, they don't even draw a creature. Anyways, Meddling Mage for survivals is not the worst. And obviously Engineered Plagues are really good. And then we don't really bother with any of this because there's nothing to counter or any of this. And we kind of want Duress, but I don't know. The rest of our cards are good. So maybe Duress instead of Meddling Mage. Meddling Mage naming Deranged Hermit is like super relevant, and being a 2/2 for forever blocker is super relevant. And I don't think we board out Portents. I think we just send this. Duress isn't that good. Plowshares, Plowshares. This is a classic trap hand. Like this is like a hand that doesn't actually beat elves because Plowshares doesn't do anything against them, but it's fine. Plowshares for Symbiote is the best possible trade. The second best trade is for Priest of Titania. Okay, now we got to deal with the survival. We have disenchants for this. We have cataclysms for this as well. Okay, the survival into nothing, huh? Grand Coliseum, right on time. Kesa, that's the tech. Squee, pretty good survival turn. Squee. Anger. Anger, something good. Phantom Nantuko. Oh my god, they're playing one of every tech card that's been added to elves in the past month. I am positively tickled by this. Multanis, sure. You absolutely love to see it. I'm going to Plowshare as the Symbiote instead of the Multanis, I think. I mean, I guess they can just get another another of the thing that they need, but that's no matter. I'll force them to pay the Echo next turn. There's a Mox Diamond. Don't mind that. Should I just go Gush Mox Cataclysm this turn, right here, right now? And then they lose their Multani's Acolyte and their Cradle. And I get a land drop this turn. And hopefully get some motion going. Pitch this Caves of Koilos. Get some Cataclysm going. And Psychotog and Engineered Plague are superb follow-ups here. Okay, well, that was a good Gush Cataclysm turn. No surprise. Mox Diamond is goated. I guess the Phantom Nantuko is like pretty good against Psychotog. I didn't think about that, actually. Finhorn Elves with haste. They drew the Natural Mountain? Oh, come on. Okay, just play a bunch of elves. Hopefully they play something that's weak to... They take a line that's weak to Engineered Plague. Oof. And then I just have nothing, huh? That's an oofy from me, dog. Survival of the fittest. The brokenness of the broken. But yeah, luckily for me, I've got some stuff going on. And they're pretty slow. So hopefully I can crush them. But I actually don't have a good answer to this Phantom Nantuko. And I guess their plan is to just play Phantom Nantuko and untap it a bunch. Fine. They're going to Q Ranger it twice. They want to attack for 3? Okay. I was going to say, I choose Elf. Okay. This is like, again, not the happiest I've ever been, but I can definitely play from this position. I need to find Disenchant. I need to find something for the Survival of the Fittest quite soon. But luckily I've kind of suppressed their mana for a while. Morph. A little bit of a vanilla morph seems unfair to me. Oh. Keep drawing islands. I kind of want lands in play because like Factor Fiction into like Gush is sort of the only way I save myself. Cataclysm just doesn't do anything right now. Cataclysm being bad against survival. What do you know? Okay. I'll play in a Dark Waste. Interestingly, they're not like really... They don't really... I guess it's just like going to be flip plus the goods this turn. Oh, I should hold islands should be holding islands for my Psychotog to be more lethal, I guess. Oh, they go for a Priest. Priest with haste. Still going to take some time for them to rev up. So they just have everything. So they've got Phantom Nantuko, they have Kesa, they have Poacher, they have Acolyte, and they have Symbiote, and they have Priest Q Ranger. I guess the question is how many priests. They kind of still want a Q Ranger here. They probably survival for a Q Ranger if I'm them. And for 6. I'll take 6. Okay. Play Engineer Plague. Should float. They can get a Symbiote. No, Symbiote that picks up elves. They can't have any elves. They have Sylvan too. They really do have everything. So that what they just cut all the combo stuff. I can get Biorhythmed by then, but something tells me they don't have it. Should I just be playing? Oh, I obviously can't play Curse Totem. Lol. Can I draw some card advantage, please? Poacher is a good one. Still name Elf. And play a Toggy. They have haste, so just kind of do this. Do I need Perish? Just play Perish instead of Engineered Plague, and then I lose to Goblins. Woof. Oh, Winter Orb. That's cool. All right, I'll take 6. Swords to Plowshares. Oh, thank God. Well, there's a Winter Orb in play, so I have to play lands. Honestly, this Winter Orb is sort of helping me more than them. Oh, I should start getting damage in. Pick up this Plains. Meddling Mage. So I can Mage naming Sky Shroud Poacher. Even though they kind of don't have the mana to use it, but maybe they would in the future. And also, I just know they have the card in their hand. But they can just obviously get the Battle Mage and kill it. I don't know how good Winter Orb is. I'm like a Cataclysm Mox Diamond deck. I think I made it pretty clear that Winter Orb is not my concern. If I Vindicate, I might just Vindicate the Mountain, right? It's also funny that they like can't really use survival that well under Winter Orb. It's pretty interesting. Their deck doesn't like have stuff for them to do. Like Masticore with Winter Orb, good luck. I'm just gonna leave the Winter Orb. They have the power of their entire deck unleashed, and I'm just gonna Vindicate Mountain. Like they can draw any card in their deck, but if them not having haste is like, I don't know, seems kind of good. Pitching extra Winter Orb. I'm gonna win this dealing 1 damage at a time. Maybe I Vindicate the Vigilante so that I can start clocking harder. Don't think that's good though. Can you imagine a Pyroblast at any point? Too bad I am drawing towards 2 Cataclysms that are just useless when I have the board. I think this Engineered Plague might be sticking because they just like didn't know that I have it or something. Yeah, speaking of cards that are dead that I'm drawing towards. I guess eventually there's like, they're gonna like have like a lot of lands out, and then I can gush Cataclysm again. And I'll have all my mana technically. I haven't looked for basic swamp. I still have a basic island available, and also Cataclysming all this stuff. Oh, squee hardcast. Okay. They're like literally have nothing better to do. Yeah, I guess Cataclysm will put all my lands in my graveyard, which means that I can go for a big Psychotog attack, and then they won't be able to break that. And the Winter Orb is helping my Cataclysm along. This is gotta be one of the stranger games I've played. But being able to defeat elves in general, I think, is like a good thing. I might like survival away like Dead Air in my deck if I was my opponent. But yeah, I'm just gonna disenchant the Masticore if they ever play it. Or I'll like Cataclysm with like 1,000 mana floating and then disenchant the Masticore. Or just disenchant after casting Cataclysm is the important part. Okay, they just gave up. I think I had that one. I mean, I think they just don't have a second Vigilante. They can't remember the Engineered Plague. They can't get any elves going. And they only have 1 copy of Phantom Nantuko. So we'll take it. Okay, we fight on. This is basically going to be like getting a video in on a Saturday afternoon when I'm normally podcasting, which is kind of fun. A lot of 1-landers with no portent. I think I'm increasingly unhappy with life. So I go Portent, Coliseum Portent. And to Vindicate Factor Fiction. So Vindicate on turn. Okay, instead I will just have Mana Leak available into Vindicate and then worry about my Factor Fiction later. It's not the worst. Mana Leak up on turn 2. We'll take it. I want those lands. So the final consideration is like, I wonder if this should be a... just a blue-white deck. My opponent is just a blue-white deck. All right, we are going to do the best play that we have available, I think. Try to turn this into a tempo game. It could be a control deck. This is a shuffle. All right, I can Vindicate with Mana Leak up. I mean, I don't have much to Vindicate here. I can also Vindicate the Seal Cleansing, play the Phyrexian Furnace. I think I'll Vindicate the Sky Cloud Expanse. Or I could just play the Phyrexian Furnace and pass. I'm like worried about Tide coming down. But Vindicate really just has no targets against them. I mean, I guess I can Vindicate the Seal. And then use my Phyrexian Furnace, because that... My Phyrexian Furnace surviving is like actually pretty relevant. Right? Mana Leak and Intuition, I don't, right? I go for the Opalescence. That's fine. That is certainly Vindicate target. Oh, maybe I don't. No, I think Furnace is good. I think fitting in this Mana Leak would have been nice, but alas. Like this Mana Leak on the Factor Fiction turn would have been nice. Just go for a second Opalescence. Guess I'll Mana Leak it. 2 4/4s. Factor Fiction into a counterspell if it matters. Frantic Search, sure. 3 cards for my opponent. I've used 2 Vindicates. I actually only have 1 left. Replenish and Opalescence. Counterspell the Factor Fiction. Well, I don't mind this spot. We're both at nothing. We'll be at even more nothing soon. So I want to gush, huh? Well, should I just Cataclysm now? Stop the top deck? Just the gush? Okay. Counter my Factor Fiction, you say. All right. I'm up against a Replenish opponent on top deck mode with the Skycloud Expanse in play. I don't think I need the colored source. Should I chill on the Factor Fiction? Should I trade Factor Fiction for Mana Leak? It's hard to say. Another Cataclysm. We are going to continue to Factor Fiction until morale improves. The Factor Fictioning will continue until morale improves. Although we will interrupt these message for a gush. Ugh. Cat off the keyboard. All right, what do we need? We need to find 1 more counterspell so that I can make this Psychotog lethal, right? I'll just choose the pile that puts more cards in my hand. I guess I need another Cataclysm, right? Because it would be helpful. Not if I keep drawing Factor Fiction. Should play the land because I can beat a Mana Leak. Frantic Search, don't mind that. Unfortunately, the Replenish I have to counter here. P-Wave I also should counter. Should I just get the Swamp right now? I don't know. Back again. Okay, so they have to split the Vindicate and the Tog. I guess I have to take the Vindicate and lose a Tog. And I have to Vindicate the Opalescence. So, black, white, 1. Should I cast Psychotog? Probably not. Okay, I guess I'll just play 2 Psychotogs. Absorb? Counterspell? Yeah, that's fine. I only have to save the last Psychotog. So I have 2 left. Because I still have to counter all the Opalescence. So they still have some live spells that they can draw. Okay, well, I guess we can use this gush. I think I'm just going to end step this gush. Yeah, attunement's fine. It's not going to change anything. And also, if I Cataclysm them, this attunement becomes horrible for them. So my plan is actually going to pivot over to the Cataclysm game here. Guess I'll play an island. Play Psychotog with double counterspell backup next turn. Yeah, I have enough counters now to lock out the game. They're not going to have enough spells to play in 1 turn. Okay, well now I should just have enough mana to do... I should just make sure I have enough mana to play every counterspell in my hand. How much mana is that? 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, I have Psychotog with quadruple counterspell backup. What are you going to do? Oops. Hand-sized. My bad. They're going to play a land. Let's go ahead and Mana Leak this. Okay, let's attack for a lot. I have 5 cards in my hand. I can discard 4 cards to make it lethal. Classic Wish Moto just had Reveal Hand ability. I think this is a bad matchup though. I don't really have like a lot of options because I have to like do this. Obviously I have to worry about, I guess I don't have to worry about the their Meddling Mage plan necessarily. because I have Vindicates. Kind of a nice little upside of Vindicate. Okay, well, yeah, it's not ideal. It's going to be a Meddling Mage beat down thing. My Vindicates didn't matter. They just do plenty of lands. Disenchant is really just not that good, but yeah, I don't think it's actually better than any next card in my deck. Meddling Mage, Plowshares, Duress away the bigger spells. Nice. Great hand. Okay, so I should just play more lands, huh? Guess we're keeping this. Oh boy. What do we need? Just black mana and then we're cooking. But my portent might need to find blue mana so I can only counterspell it up on the next turn. Should I have Vindicate in case they play what? No. There's like nothing to Vindicate. And then I could have like a Duress hold counterspell up. 2 of these 3, please. 0 of these 3. Do I want just Dromar's Cavern, Vindicate? I guess Dromar's Cavern, Vindicate is okay. I just don't need to Vindicate anything. I could start Vindicating lands again. I can Vindicate a Seal of Cleansing. What do I want more of? I want like Cataclysms and Gushes and Factor Fictions. Yeah. It's like that black source is just not worth it. Classic worst black source in my deck situation. Seal of Cleansing, so I get a Mage Plow, and then hopefully deal 20 damage. Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb into nothing, huh? So that's not the worst. I can now counterspell into Duress. They have their Factor Fiction. That's okay though. Opalescence in 2 lands. Opalescence in a land or Opalescence in a land. And the Plowshares. It's like the only way to go. I guess they can... Yeah, I mean, this is fine. I can also just do the Opalescences together. No, I can't because they have the Seal of Cleansing in play. Pretty funny Factor Fiction, but it sort of worked out for me. All right, 5 mana, what can you do? Go for Opalescence. Guess I'll counterspell that. Not a good counterspell, but kind of necessary, I think. Oh, Cataclysm, 1 time. Okay, yeah, Cataclysm it is. So Cataclysm, hold an island or a plains. I think I have to hold the plains. It's super awkward. But also Cataclysm might deal all the damage, or Meddling Mage will just deal all the damage from here. What do I need plains for anyways at this point? Additional Cataclysm, Disenchant, and Vindicate? No, let's just keep Island. So I keep the Ancient Tomb, so I have plenty of lands in their hand. They go for the Attunement. That deals 2 damage to them. Oh my god, I have the option to counterspell next turn. Well, is that almost too good? Because the Duress won't do anything because they can spin their Attunement into an answer. Interesting spot. Meddling Mage. Okay, I'm just going to play 4 Meddling Mages in this deck, right? That's just too good. Over the Sabo's Web. So what did we learn about our deck? Horrible mana. Generally, yeah, go for the last ditch. Parallax Tide. This doesn't matter because I can Duress. Oh wow, I have all the goods. Oh, this allows them to untap their lands. It's pretty strong. Okay, well, I'll take the Replenish. And soon nothing is live. Soon the Ancient Tomb just doesn't do anything. They play the plains, they play the Attunement, but then the Ancient Tomb is turned off now. Exile this, okay. Attack for 2. So they have to top deck. They can do this, they can do this. They can get it with the Replenish. But the Replenish just brings out 2 Opalescence. So maybe that's fine, because I'll just like have a Psychotog. Maybe I should just counterspell the Parallax Tide, but then I would have no Swamp. Yeah, the mana continues to be awkward here. So they do have the Replenish with the exact mana they need for it. Well, it allows them to Tide combo again. So that does mean I'm cooked, huh? Darn. So I have to draw like something now. Yeah. They got me. That was a mistake. I mean, I don't know. I guess I counter the parallax side and then everything, same thing. Oh no, I just take the, no, I can't take the attunement. Huh. All right, we just try our darndest. I did say this didn't feel like it was a great matchup. I think they have good tools. I don't have a good clock. Keep this. Island mocks duress into Psychotog, start attacking. Not the best turn 1 duress ever. A Wrath of God. Ooh. Heck. It's pretty strong. Alright. I'm going to take this Seal Cleansing because I can't lose my mocks, unfortunately. And it's pretty bad because it obviously puts it into the graveyard. But what's a guy to do? Yep. No choice. Pretty bad. But at least I can name Wrath of God now. I'm going to play another Psychotog. Obviously, this forces me to counter spell Wrath of God. But I don't... Yeah, baiting out the counter was good for me here. They play the Sky Cloud. They have an attunement. Quite strong. I have a Flooded Strand. Unfortunately, I can't factor Fiction here on main phase because I have to play Scared. They have a Flooded Strand. Their mana continues to develop. If they just go for Wrath of God, I'm okay. They go for a P-Wave. That also is fine. And we're going to factor Fiction into, I don't know, Cataclysm? Vindicate? Gush Portent? Gush Portent it is. Gush Portent Psychotog. Okay. Cataclysm is good. Draw Cataclysm and Meddling Mage, then factor Fiction the next turn. They could go like Opalescence with Counterspell backup next turn. Be pretty strong. Let's see how good Attunement is. I mean, if they can just like break through my Counterspell spell wall with Attunement, I think it's pretty impressive. Or yeah, obviously they can just go like chant Replenish. So they pitch an Orm's Chant and the aforementioned Wrath of God. So their plan is to... So they're just going to do this with Counterspell backup? Parallax Tide. Okay, so what? I Counterspell this and then I can't Cataclysm? Or they're just going to let this resolve. They're going to let the whatever resolve and then they can get me. Yeah, well, I have to Counterspell this and then it seems like they have a Counterspell. And then they have a Parallax Tide. And then they can Tide and then replenish some goods. So what if I like Meddling Mage and replenish? It doesn't make a difference. Nothing has shown me that they have Stifle, but I should keep playing lands, right? Mana Link, 1 card in hand. The 1 card is Attunement. So they're just kind of chilling right now. I guess I should have played the Psychotog. I don't know what happens if they if they get off a replenish right now. Nothing, like they can go Attunement and then replenish, but nothing really happens. So I just like play Attunement. Okay, you have Attunement. You have 1, 2 blue. You exile. Okay, 1 counter left. Polluted Delta. Sure, doesn't hurt to have a fetch land. Get all my lands back. Soon. Oh, but they can just play Opalescence, huh? So I have to, if I mage Opalescence, it doesn't matter because, oh, I can mage Opalescence because they'll have 0 counters. So I have to mage Opalescence. But the thing is, if they draw Opalescence and replenish, it's like whatever. But it's okay. I mean, these are the times we're living in. And it's like just as likely to be. Obviously, if they just have replenish, then they get me. But I think if I named replenish It's like they have 8 outs. But if I name replenish, they have to have opalescence and replenish. If they just have opalescence, then it's like fine. I guess I need a nulls. I mean, that looks like a miss to me. Yeah, this is fine. Get my lands back. Then I can Cataclysm. I mean, they'll be able to go for some big attunements, right? Yeah, I think I have to put myself in a spot where I go Factor Fiction, Counterspell next turn, which is just the deal. Contemplating 2 damage. Okay, Cataclysm, save my skin, please. They have 6 looks, but what they're looking for is not even like too impressive. And then I could even Gush to save my lands and then maybe play Cataclysm from almost nothing. Should I Factor Fiction in response to this attunement? Oh, they can blow up the Mox Diamond. Wish I did Disenchant this turn so I could have Woodmilled the Cataclysm. That would have been pretty good. Okay, so they have it. With Advance backup. Okay, you got me the last 2 cards. Let's see. Guess I need to run some foils. Any chance their last card is in Replenish? All right, GG's. Tough one for my side, but I think game 2 was close enough that I should just be playing lots of Meddling Mage. Not the worst. Yeah. Not too disappointed here. So I think that the way that I'm going to deal with this at this point is going back to the City of Brass mana base from the WUB Tog deck. That's just the answer. Because then we just get to play all our goodies and we don't have to feel super bad about it. And we also need to borrow Xerox from WUB Tog, because Xerox is probably better. It's better at hitting our land drops and making sure the goods are delivered. Maybe that Dromars is okay. Or is Undiscovered Paradise better? No, Dromars is better. Play Ops. Should I play Sleight of Hand or Impulse is a big question. I mean, we're kind of a chunky, plunky deck, right? I think I should probably play Impulse because I have Counterspell. Okay. And now that we have Xerox, our fun ofs can be Wonder. And we were saying in the last game that we really love Meddling Mage, huh? That's a tough one. How am I going to fit 4 Meddling Mages into this deck? Meddling Mage is so good, though. Just having the 2/2 ease the amount of damage that Psychotog needs to deal, I think is a big deal. Fixes the curve. Who doesn't love a Meddling Mage? All right, what about this? This looks good. So I just don't have a... I don't have like a Windmill Slam card. So I don't have Cataclysm anymore. Can I play Cataclysm? I have the same white source situation as before. But that's the plan, you know? The plan is to Cataclysm. So we just play Upheaval. If you play Upheaval, you kind of need to play Foil. It's kind of outrageous to play Upheaval, I think. So what do? I go Upheaval, Psychotog. Pass. Upheaval, Mox, Psychotog, pass. It's just not going to happen very often. I think Wonder is the Upheaval here. Is this League ready? Is this a League ready deck? Now that I have City of Brass, I'm just like so unhappy. if I ever draw it. City of Brass and Xerox is always the worst part about WUB Tog, because you're like trying to tap all of your mana all the turn. So City of Brass just like literally deals 1 damage to you every single turn it's in play. But once I'm like also Xerox, I just don't have colorless mana requirements. Like I just don't take damage from Impulse. Then on 3, then on that. What a disgrace. The other option is just friggin' Gemstone Mine, which is also bad. You only ever tap it 3 times. Yeah, I don't know. How do I fix you? I started drawing up a blue-black Psychotog deck, and I just didn't like it. I just like I needed the white cards. The white cards are really good. I can't play this few lands without sort of 6 blue cantrips maybe. Can't play Chill anymore because I don't have the mana disruption. 12 white sources to cast Cataclysm. So bad. Okay, City of Brass. It's fine. Just hope I never draw you except for when I need you. Just have it get ported to death. I think I can play Cataclysm 1 and 1 like that. Maybe I can play Chill. What happens if I play Chill? I just like try to chill them and then beat their blue blasts or their red blasts by just like having Psychotog deal all the damage. I'm probably just better off blasting, right? And then just trying to have Psychotog deal the damage. Yeah, I could just lose to burn. It's not the end of the world. We don't have to be very instant speed. We got like some good stuff going on in all directions. Got good card advantage. Card advantage could be better. I mean, if we're not going to play at instant speed, then we should play deep analysis. Probably not still. I have 4 counterspell. When I was playing these games, it felt like I wasn't really doing counterspell or factor fiction. I think I was just like countering spells like when it made sense and then just capping deep analysis. There's just no spell that I'm afraid of that I have to have counterspell, just like combo cards. So I'll just deep analysis instead of fact. I guess fact just deals more Psychotog damage than deep does. Tricky. And I have to play second copy of Plains to support this Cataclysm, don't I? Second Plains. Still a beautiful deck. Beautiful deck with beautiful cards. Big, beautiful deck. Any for fun gamers? No, right now? All right. All right, Nick Balls. Let's see if we can handle some Psychotog. Yeah, so I think I keep, and I'm like not happy about it, right? But the Meddling Mage just has like a lot of potential here. Gemstone Mine. Unfortunately, Gemstone Mine decks are oftentimes combo decks or Wasteland decks. So we're going to let this Gemstone Mine show me what they're about. Worldly Tutor. All right. Hermit Druid. Going for it. Going for the duress first. Cabal Therapy resolves. Naming Swords of Plowshares. Now I get to Meddling Mage naming Hermit Druid. Well, no, they get a flashback if they have a creature, or they're going to like Lotus Petal or something. Maybe I should let on Swamp. All right, Nick Balls is just Nick Balzano. He's the noted combo player. I should have known that he wasn't going to be playing Terragon. All right, I'll name Hermit Druid. I'm not that scared of Dreadnought, but I will name Dreadnought afterwards. I think if he had a Dreadnought draw, he could have just Worldly Tutored for the Ole and then hid behind the Ole. That's a Sulphur Springs. Oh, I think the deck started running Sulphur Springs because of Pyroblast in the sideboard. Pretty good against me. But I don't know how many main deck answers to Meddling Mage they have. But yeah, Sulphur Springs means that they can play Sulphur Springs in the other breakfast deck, which is 5-color breakfast deck. Now we're just trying to draw a blue source. I think naming Dreadnought here is good, but I guess they can reanimate Cabal Therapy themselves and reanimate. So funny. I'm like queuing in. I'm like, ooh, Nick Balls. Wonder what Nick Balls has for me. It's like I know them. Won a regional in Massachusetts with basically a brew, the Buried Alive Ghoul deck. Oh my god, Burning Wish for Pyroclasm? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Island one time, please, dealer. That was the worst thing that ever happened to me. At least they lost their land. That's a sick Burning Wish, by the way. Balzano be cooking. They call him Mr. Cookzano. Let's go ahead and get this Psychotog down. If he's missed his land drop every single turn, this is like the turn that we have to make a Psychotog happen. Does Burning Wish mean no Dreadnought? We're just going to go all in on Hermit Druid. Oh, Elvish Spirit God. Come on. Right, you have to Elvish Spirit Guide again, though. Because, can't activate right now. Oh, did I have to play the planes? Maybe I had to count, because I had 9 from hand, 10, 11. Yeah, I could have made it so he was off-colored mana, but I guess I'll have it next turn. There's the Lotus Petal, and then gets the therapy. Oh, second Lotus Petal. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Has the therapy, Swords of Plowshares, or the correct counterspell. Oh, it just has Duress? That seems unfair. Therapy. Therapy misses. Let's see the deck. Let's see what is in this thing. All right. So, yes, copies of Phyrexian Dreadnought. No copies of blue cards. So this is just Jundi. Jundi, and then what does it do? It's sideboards. It's sideboards. Sideboards the answer? Oh, I should have turned off reanimate. Oh my god. So we do have Shallow Graves. Just not thinking. It's okay. It just means we get to play more Magic. Burning Wish for Pyroclasm. So we do have Dreadnought. So we board into Dreadnought? Because otherwise you would just play 2 Terravore. That's such a weird one. So what do? I don't think I change anything. Guess I don't have to play Fact or Fiction. Just have to beat the red Hydroblast answers Red Blast and Burning Wish. Yeah, I would have made that game a lot harder for him. All right, let's see what the sideboard pivot brings. I don't want to over sideboard, I think. Okay, I don't have like great spells in my hand, but I have answers. I have a clock, so no blue spells is an interesting one. I think I'll shuffle this. I don't want any of these cards. I need another land. I'm not going to impulse for a land. Maybe I will impulse for a land. But then I'll just draw a Vindicate. Let's draw impulse, Vindicate, impulse for a land. I think that's a little too shitty. I have so many 3s in my hand. I don't really want to Vindicate. Oh, Meddling Mage, naming Cabal Therapy probably. I can still get Duress through. Should be pretty good. Hermit Druid is a human druid, yeah. So I can just name Engineered Plague on Druids. So I'm not really scared of anything besides Cabal Therapy. I mean, I'm scared of Burning Wish, I guess. Meddling Mage is a perfect draw, obviously. And then I think I could have named Burning Wish or Cabal Therapy. Second one can name Burning Wish, though. Eat my own Pyroclasm. Engineered Plague is so clean. I get to stop the Hermit Druid and stop the Shallow Grave. I think this deck is good against combo decks, and then like if your opponent is playing like just kind of a good honest deck, or maybe like Enchantress is the one combo deck I don't beat. But I'm like bad against honest decks and good against combo decks, so I have to play Cataclysm against the honest decks, or just kind of hope my random stuff is good enough. Burning Wishes look pretty nice. Can I get Dreadnought Flinged? Vindicate, cool. I think I'm gonna impulse into an answer for Vindicate, but could get met with a Red Blast as a result. See what Mr. Balls is gonna do. Could have vindicated his City of Brass and then stopped him from having Vindicate. He's not holding up Red Blast. Vindicate the Engineered Plague. Go for Impulse. Counterspell. Vindicate. Mox Diamond. Take my own Vindicate, I guess. Then I just get Shallow Grave plus Reanimate. It's fine. I'll have Plowshares up. Okay. That makes life quite simple. So no Shallow Grave option. No Ole Rods. Did Meddling Mage on Cabal Therapy do its job? Some may say. No Fire Slingers, please. Nice little Opti. So all in on Hermit Druid. Is Hermit Druid good enough for you to be all in on it? I mean, the side plan of Dreadnought was not that good, but Breakfast is pretty good. But you have to play white and blue. This way you can just play Jund. If you're going to do all non-basic lands anyways, though, I mean, that's the deal. Maybe I should have given him Burning Wish. I don't know. Has Burning Wish. Gets Pyroclasm. Uses Pyroclasm, dies to Psychotalk. Oh, okay. You have to remember to save Psychotalk. I'm like, oh yeah, that doesn't die to Pyroclasm. Anyways, I just want to play more Magic. Good guy Nick Balzano in the testing streets. All right, let's play some Hydroblast. Right? Shouldn't we? I feel like we should definitely play some Hydroblast for Burning Wish. Here we go. Wow, this hand doesn't have an answer to turn 2 Hermit Druid, so it's really a question of if I try to... Man, I have to draw land and an answer to Hermit Druid. That's just not keepable, I think. This is better. Oh, that second Plains I can board out. Absolutely. So board out second Plains when you don't have the thing. Worldly Tutor? Mesmeric Fiend? Hermit Druid? Ole ship it? Ole plus ship it into win? Duress. Resolves. Has it all? Has it all? Oh my god, the speed. The speed. Oh man. With backup. Just has Reanimate in their hand. One spell. Oh god, no. Oh, he had a family. Oh no, the bug. The bug. Now Shallow Grave Reanimate is the out. Or no Shallow Grave here. Some might say I might not run enough islands for Gush. I haven't had 2 islands in play this entire match. Time to start vindicating lands. Oh, I love calling cards off the top. Yeah. I think I should probably play Psychotog though, so I can like deal with Reanimate stuff. I have a feeling this. I think this is like a pretty decent spot. Oh, we're gonna Worldly Tutor again? Is there a creature that works here? Wait, this time we're gonna open jam? Wait, what's your angle, Nick? What's your angle? Burning Wish ahead of time? Yeah, I guess weaving the Worldly Tutor in when you have the mana. You need a Hermit Druid in your hand no matter what to win, so you just do this. A Vindicate. Well, I've got some news for you, my friend. I am the vindicator. Call an ambulance, but not for me, homie. I should get the damage in. There's like no point. It's like I either get the damage or I don't. Can I have an island, please? Hydroblast. Impulse for an island. I'm also the non-basic land player. I mean, I guess I should just take a meddling mage, right? Get this wrapped up a little quicker than I need. I have a meddling mage with hydroblast backup. Should be good. Okay, I got so lucky there. I was just going to lose on turn 3. Hand is Hermit Druid, Vindicate, Reanimate. I'll just name Hermit Druid. Don't have to get fancy because Reanimate or a Shallow Grave line here I think is super unlikely. We have the beginnings of a cook. Duress. Therapy, just pick off the Engineered Plague. But now you have this Vindicate that's chilling. So 6 damage from hand. How much damage is this? 5 damage. Puts you down to exactly 7. Can't be done here. Can't be done now. Can't Vindicate everything. Can't Blue Blast or Red Blast everything. So I think we got this one. Barring Perish for blue creatures. Uh-oh. Famous last words. It literally would need to be Therapy, Self, Shallow Grave, and enough mana to do it all. Fire Slinger. Yeah, Fire Slinger I don't think is enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Hydroblast just deals 1 extra damage here. Oh, Opt deals an extra damage. So we go Hydroblast, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pumps. Good enough for me. Or we just let the Slinger eat a Psychotog. And we'll play a Meddling Mage. And you can guess what I'm going to name. That was a good top deck, Laney. Good top deck. This deck is doing great, right? It's only lost to Replenish. But, you know, it hasn't felt great all the way down. Okay, maybe we rock this as... we've played quite a few matches. I think we've learned a lot. I think we haven't figured out the mana, but... like, that's okay. Would I have kept this hand on the draw is a good question. Probably yes still. So at least it's survival of the fittest. It's fine. Happens to everyone. Counterspell looking, yeah. Okay, this is the worst Gush deck ever, right? Because I need Gush to enable Mox Diamond, but if I draw Gush without Mox Diamond, it's bad. And if I draw Mox Diamond without Gush, it's also pretty bad. So maybe I should just like save the 8 slots and like play good mana. Crazy to think. I can support Counterspell and then Mana Leak or whatever. I don't know. Let's play 4-Factor Fiction. People have played 4-Factor Fiction in Magic before. Like 4-Factor Fiction plus Xerox, where I can play Deep Analysis. That's my big draw. Gush is just so good with Psychotog. It deals so much damage. 6.5 damage. Psychotog damage. I mean, I guess it's net plus 5 Psychotog damage, so it's not the craziest thing in the world. But yeah, like look at this spot. I'm gonna crack both these Fliz Strands and cut myself off white for this counterspell. Okay, now cutting myself off white looks really bad. What? Oh no. Don't play a spell I have to counter. Opponent on blue-white control or land still. Sabo's Web. Okay, so more likely replenish now. So Cataclysm, hopefully going to put in some work here. I'll even have Gush Cataclysm available. I'm going to go Counterspell into Gush Cataclysm. It's not bad. Well, assuming that I draw an island ever. I'm pretty insulated against Parallax Tide right now. I do like that. Whoo boy. I'm not even thinking about playing Meddling Mage here, to be honest. I don't see the point. They could be playing a more controlling version, although Salvo's what normally occupies the Mana Leak spot for their deck. It's going to be Intuition or Fact or Fiction. Could be pretty strong. All right, do we get our revenge on Replenish is the question. End step Frantic Search. Pitching Double Wave. Oh boy. Is our hand all Frantic Search? I don't know if I should counter Attunement. I can always just like Meddling Mage Attunement later. If they want to Attunement, the Cataclysm is just going to make their life horrible. Oh my god, just... Can I get... Can I get lands? Will settle for a Mox. I should be running foil. Kind of need to protect this Cataclysm. I guess what I want to do is counterspell the Attunement when it comes down again. And then bait out a counterspell from them. Unfortunately, I have to like Meddling Mage just Swords of Plowshares. I wonder if I go on my hunch that they're not playing Mana Leak. Because now that they have 7 lands... their next turn they can just go double Replenish, and then it's not going to be good for me. I guess it's fine if after they replenish I can Cataclysm, as long as they don't have Tide. Pitching a Replenish. Just go Replenish with backup, or P-Tide into Replenish. Replay Attunement. I mean, I have nothing to say about that, right? Because I can just assume that they have Replenish as the follow-up. They are contemplating Stifle. Why are they contemplating Stifle? Why don't they just like jam something? Just like jam something at me. Can I draw another diamond to save my bacon? Can they Mana Leak this? They're thinking about Mana Leaking it. All right. That's all I got. All I have is Cataclysm. If you have Mana Leak into Replenish, GG's. So they had Replenish with Mana Leak backup last turn, and they chose not to do it because they would have only put in Opalescence and 4 Parallax Waves into play. They pitched the Attunement so that they can just cast Mana Leak. So they run Mana Leak and Salvo's Web main deck. Cool. So then we just go Mage on Plow into Tog into win. Man, that was an interesting one. Do I really need to play that much Disenchant? It's probably better than Vindicate. Just play 2 answers to Angel. It's not a big deal. I don't need Wonder. I guess Wonder is technically an answer to Angel. It's also an answer to, I mean, I think that seems kind of bad. I just want a Meddling Mage naming Swords of Plowshares, though. That's the thing. That's the game that I would prefer to play. All right. Book it. City of Brass in this deck is good against Replenish. That's for sure. It's just a free land, free 5-color land. Not a great hand, but it's got Cataclysm. Oh, I can board out Psychotog. Because I'm just going to Meddling Mage Plow and then Psychotog. I'm going to play Cataclysm before I play Psychotog. Clutch Stifle here. Maybe I should play around Stifle. Or they're just pausing for drama. Am I brave enough to play this deck? Here's the question. In a league where it sees the light of day. Are they worried about my own Stifles? Ugh. Yeah, right. This is fine. I can just Vindicate on 3, and then I have like Gush Cataclysm available or something. Seal Cleansing? Meddling Mage? Seal Cleansing. I have to shuffle next turn, right? So I'm gonna do that. I haven't seen any Ancient Tombs for my opponent. That's a good card. Additional Seal Cleansing? No, just an attunement. Okay. Drew the Swamp. Drain the Swamp. let's go Vindicate. You don't need to activate things just because you can. There's no response to this, right? Can't daze it. Just like wait till your draw step. I'm not gonna Crozen Grip your attunement. It'd be funny if I could though. Crozen Grip attunement, Crozen Grip Parallax Tide. Crozen Grip Parallax Tide would not work. We just pitched triple Parallax Tide. Are you kidding me? I think they're playing a bit conservatively, if you ask me. But I welcome it. They play the attunement. They spin immediately. The sequencing here needs a little help. I mean, I guess they're looking for their fourth land drop with this. They pitched a land to the last one though. 2 attunements, an Arcane Denial, and a Meddling Mage. Okay, they have Meddling Mage, so I need to respect that, I suppose. They're missing land drops, and they're doing things. Moving and shaking, huh? Well, Mox Diamond. Okay. Well, the Mox Diamond essentially means I can Cataclysm profitably here. Oh, no, because I can... Okay, well, let's just draw the Mox and decide if we want to draw the other thing later. Although, I guess Replenish gets me here because I can't do anything about getting seal-tided. So 1 turn, no land Replenish. Scoop. They're like, I hate this deck. I hate this deck too. You just attunement, and then you're like, wow, my deck does nothing.